Good afternoon, everyone. I am the stranger here, and I would like to welcome you all to episode 2 of the After Hours podcast. Now, I had a special request from another friend of mine who thought that it was a good topic to discuss with y'all, that being the science of happiness. Now, the science of happiness is kind of a hard topic to pin down for me. I think that happiness can come from a lot of different things. It can come from, the people around you. It can come from how you perceive things in the world. It can come from just the little delights that you have during your day. Now, I think that for me, I think a lot of happiness boils down to what you are wanting from your life. And what I mean by that is, what do you put into your life that is meaningful? And are you achieving those meaningful ideas? Now, if I were to say to you, I would like you to be happy, what does that mean for you? It doesn't mean the same thing for everyone else. It could be, you see a loved one that has supported you for so many years and they care about you so much and they shine you in this ever glowing light whenever you're in their presence, and it makes you feel like you are finally yourself. A lot of the goals that I have found, and especially ones that I find interesting, are as simple as talking about your problems. Easier said than done. A lot of people will bottle up their emotions a lot, and can't blame them. A lot of the things that people don't want to talk about, they don't talk about for a good reason. But in the end, is it not still meaningful to talk about those things? Is it not enough to just say that you want to be happy just for the sake of being happy? Do you need a reason for being this way? And I would say that, you don't. You have to just choose to be happy for your own self. Despite all of the hardships and all of the things that you doubt about yourself, I think that self-doubt comes from a place of wanting to be wanted. And a lot of people want to be wanted in that way. What's really interesting to me is, how people feel like they can't do the things they want to do in their life, or they feel like they're stuck in a life that isn't to their expectations. Now, a lot of the time, they don't have any control over this because it's usually a financial situation. In a lot of these situations, I think, bog a person down. They feel like they can't achieve the things they want to achieve. It makes them feel like they are inferior to other people, that they are not enough in the eyes of whoever they worship or whoever they look up to, whoever they want to be like. It could be a multitude of different things. People are, by default, searching individuals. They want to find what makes them happy because, in the end, the meaning of life is that everyone gives themselves their own meaning. That's what I would answer it by. And that's what I would, try to bring light to a lot of people. People are hard to talk to sometimes. Possibly about anything. Sometimes you don't fully feel like another person can really understand you, but they're not supposed to. People understand you to a degree that you feel like you have to be this person that you're not, so that you may look better in their eyes. And sometimes, you want it to work in your favor. It usually doesn't. And that's the way a lot of things. Another thing that I wanted to say is if you want to be supported, like truly supported as a person, you have to find that healthy group. Now, mind you, when I say that, there are a lot of groups that will try to strip you away of your freedom a lot of the times. And usually you won't know that until it's too late, because they will purposefully hide that side from you, and you are in a world of hurt. I know I said that from the last podcast, but it still rings true here. You still want to fit in with that group, but if they're not in your best interest, then they're not going to ever make you happy. Now, inversely, if you find a good group that of people that you consider family, does not have to be by blood, not by blood by any means. If you can find a community that really values you for who you are and kind of align with your same values as well, even though this can be like an abysmally hard task to kind of shake. But it's possible. And the work, while extremely difficult, is worthwhile in the end. And if there's no storm, then there can't be a sunshine. That's usually how it goes. Sometimes the sunshine is what you make of it, or sometimes you have to dig through the clouds to even find one little beam. It works different for everybody. But it doesn't mean that everybody isn't capable of happiness, I think. Because, as different as we all seem, we all have the same values, it seems. It's just comes from different places. And I think that's what's beautiful about people, is that people are able to express themselves in so many different vibrant ways that it's amazing. And a lot of people won't see the value in their own selves, which is really disappointing to see, because I think that everyone's worthwhile. The only thing you need to do is just exist. Why shouldn't anything else matter if you exist to live in this vibrant world that was created through impossible odds? I mean, it's the truest thing that I think I could think of. But happiness, to me, does not come easy most of the time. It gets harder through adulthood. And that's because of a lot of factors that, of course, I don't need to hammer down all the factors of why it's harder to be happy these days, because, the signs are all around us. But what I am going to say is that, what do you make of those situations? How do you perceive going forward? Because it's the way that you look at certain situations that dictates how you are going to move forward from this. Because even in the worst situations, I feel like even in the smallest little fraction of an atom, there can still be some remnant of happiness somewhere. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, if you feel like you can't, or you feel like you're in a tough spot where like you don't really think that there's a way forward, usually there is. It's like a cycle. Think of it like as something that is always turning and going around, and happiness is on the top, and then sadness is on the bottom, and then happiness on the bottom, and sadness. It'll always turn, always in that motion, but it'll always go back to happiness, but inversely it'll go back to sadness. So it's up to you to choose which one that you follow. Do you follow glass half empty or glass half full? It's the same concept and it's the same reasoning. But what do you think about this? Do you agree with the ideas that I have put forth today? Or do you feel like there is another way to better achieve happiness? That's the question for you. I am the Stranger, and this has been the After Hours podcast. I appreciate all of you, as I always do, and I will see you in the next episode.